Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel for everything Arsenal and everything football. Thanks for being here. I hope you're all doing well. And welcome to the match build-up and opposition preview for Arsenal's fourth round FA Cup game against Southampton. This is the first of two meetings against the Saints in the space of 3 days. This is like the fourth time that is happening this season. We played Newcastle twice in a week. We played Liverpool like 3 times in a month or something crazy like that. So it's always very crazy how these games turn out. You'd actually think they're planned. And I have a special guest with me, Josh from the Saints View. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sure if you asked me this question when we played you guys in December, it wouldn't have been that kind of answer because we were on terrible form. Southampton were actually favorites on that day, surprisingly, at the Emirates Stadium. But this time around, I think it's kind of balanced out. Of course, you're still ahead of us, but just by one place in the Premier League. But this is the FA Cup. I'm actually scared of you guys in the Premier League and not in the FA Cup. That's just how it works out with Arsenal. Like, I'm so confident
Yeah.
in the FA Cup. So, of course, for you guys, you were supposed to play your game a week ago, but it was postponed. Could you give us the reason why the game against Shrewsbury was postponed?
So basically Shrewsbury, they had a COVID outbreak at their camp in their training ground, and so obviously they all tested negative. I mean positive, and they couldn't go ahead with the game, so it was postponed for a week or two, and then we played it just last week. So here we are.
You're happy with that draw, right?
Sorry?
You're happy with that draw when you're drawn against Shrewsbury. You're happy with that, right?
Yeah. It was a nice draw, and it gave a chance for the youngsters to come and show what they have, and yeah, they performed well on the day.
So it's another home game for you guys. So in the FA Cup, what do you usually prefer? Do you usually prefer a home game or an away game?
We're known for drawing a lot of teams away from home for some reason in the past few seasons, but I think, yeah, I mean, it's a shame that we can't go to the games. Normally, I'd rather go to an away game because you just know the atmosphere and everything. But I think the home game is probably suited better for us. We've been good at home this season, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the game.
Awesome. So let's get into you guys' game against Shrewsbury. You got a 2-0 victory. Now, I checked your squad for that day, and I literally just like knew what Prowse and the centre backs, Benarek and Stevens, and nearly the whole entire squad apart from Foster too. I didn't know anyone. Like so many young players, you'd know better about them. So I'll put your squad on screen right now that you fielded that day. Can you tell us about that lineup that day? I mean, I don't know any of those players, like apart from like 4.
Yeah, so most of them obviously are academy graduates. So obviously the known players, Ward-Prowse, Diallo's a new signing that we signed in the summer, and he's been terrific since he's come in. He played unbelievably against Liverpool as well. Remember when we beat them 1-0 just a few weeks ago. And obviously Jack Stevens and Jan Bednarek have been solid so far. And obviously because Yannick Vestergaard, who's been our best centre-back this season, has been injured for about a month now. So Jack Stevens has had to come in. But yeah, as you say, I'm not surprised you don't recognise a few of these names. Watts, Chalk, Valerie. You probably know Valerie's made a few appearances in the last 2
he scored
seasons.
against us. He did score against us, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. And they're all academy graduates. Chalk is only, I think, just turned 18, and Watts made his debut as well. And Lundulu, he's been coming on as a sub in a few of the games. It's kind of his breakout season. He's broken through into the the matchday squad this season, and yeah, he performed really well, and he scored the goal against Shrewsbury. So I won't be surprised if he might even start against Arsenal tomorrow. I'm not too sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does, because Ings has just come back from Corona after having Corona, and I wouldn't be surprised if he starts alongside Che tomorrow.
Wow. So from those names, which one would you say we should watch out for most out of those young players?
I'd definitely say Lundulu. He looks class, to be honest. So far, he's done really well in the under-21s so far. Last season, and then therefore he's broken into the matchday squad this season. And every time he's played, he's looked bright. He's only getting 10 minutes every single game coming on as a sub, but yeah, he looks good, and it's refreshing to see. And obviously, he scored the goal against Shrewsbury. He's a good finisher, and yeah, I think he looks bright. So you need to look out for him, I think.
There's one young player I do recognize though from the team, Josh, and it's your backup goalkeeper on the bench. I think his name is Lewis.
Yeah,
And that is because he did play the game against us back in 2017. Sorry for
yeah,
putting that picture up. Welbeck
yeah,
scored against him when he beat you guys 5-0 in the FA Cup, and he was the keeper. I did some
yeah.
research and I found out that he's been there since 2015. So he's a Southampton boy, if I'm not wrong. So for me, if you do start with that lineup, I'd be very, very confident of winning. I don't know
Oh,
whether you're
yeah.
going to go with the same lineup. If you are the manager, what would you do? How would you approach these two games? Would you like literally play the young players in this one and concentrate on the league game, or would you try and mix it up?
Yeah. It's difficult because obviously we've got so many injuries at the moment, and at least 5 of them actually start for us. You know, Romeu, Vestergaard, Redmond. So it's really difficult.
Yeah.
Obviously, we play you in a matter of 3 days, and you just can't play the best team in both the games because it's just not physically possible.
Yeah.
I think we will put out a much better side than we did against Shrewsbury. I think Danny Ings will start.
Yeah.
But we will rest a couple of players. I think Fraser Forster will still play because
Mm-hmm.
Alex McCarthy is our number 1 goalkeeper. Forster, I think, is going to play in the cup this season. I'm not sure whether Vokins, our left back, will play. Obviously, in the cup, Ryan Bertrand is actually suspended because he's got 5 yellow cards so far this season. So Vokins
Yeah.
will definitely play, I think, in the league. I'm not obviously Bertrand isn't suspended in the cup, so I'm not too sure what's going to happen there.
Yeah.
But it's difficult because obviously our depth really isn't good. We sold all our deadwood in the last summer, so we're really thin in terms of squad depth. And I think we will put out a good side, but there will still be some young players like Nlundulu, like mentioned before.
Okay. The other day, Ward Prowse scored yet another beautiful free kick. Literally, him and Madison, they're my 2 favorite players in terms of set pieces, corners, and free kicks. It's very, very good. And the pace of it is very, very good. So is he your favorite Southampton player?
Well, he's been with us for so long now. I think he's going to have a testimonial match soon,
Yeah.
and he's since Ralph Hasenhüttl came in, he's just been unbelievable. He obviously before Hasenhüttl came in, he was being played out wide. He was also on the bench quite a lot of the time. He couldn't really solidify a place in the starting 11, but since Hasenhüttl's come in, I mean, obviously we all know how great of a manager he is. But Ward-Prowse has been unbelievable. Obviously, our captain, and he's just an engine. He's played, I think, every single game for 90 minutes the past 2 seasons, which says that, I mean, it's incredible. And he's covered the most ground out of any Premier League player in this season and last season. So he really is a great player. I think he's up there as one of my favourites. Obviously, Danny Ings, he's our talisman. He scored 22 goals last season. He's obviously brilliant. But yeah, Ward-Prowse, I think right now is my favourite player at the moment at Saints. Yeah.
Okay, so if we come with a bid and we want to sign James Ward-Prowse, how much would you value him at?
So obviously he signed a contract not too long ago, so his price will still be quite high. Obviously he's in his prime in his career. I think he's 26, if I'm not mistaken. So I'd say, I mean, he's so important to our side. Maybe 35 million. I'd say around 35 million. But that's just because he's so important. That's because he's so important to our squad. It's really hard to put a price tag on him.
I'd be really happy to get him. So here's a start. I did my own research and I found out. I'm sorry again, Josh. So we've played Southampton 5 times in the FA Cup before. Once was a replay, so it is 4 different seasons we've played Southampton in the FA Cup. In each one of those seasons, we've got to the final of the FA Cup, 3 times winning it, and once losing the final back in 1927 to Cardiff. In 2017, we beat Southampton at St. Mary's. We won the final against Chelsea. And in 2003, Josh, maybe we didn't watch this game. Maybe we were too young to watch this game, still not fans and stuff like that. But we did beat you 1-0. Pires scoring that always good memories against Southampton. That was a crazy start though. Like every time we play you guys, we always get to the final. And the one time we didn't play you guys, during the fourth rounds and fifth rounds, we played you guys in the final. So I'm hoping it's a good omen again. And what are you expecting from this game? Are you expecting to win it? Do you want to win the FA Cup this season? Or are you more focused on getting to Europe in the league?
Yeah, it's an interesting one because I thought about this before. I think most Southampton fans would rather win in the league than win in the cup on Saturday. But obviously, you can't complain if we win. Obviously, I am concerned because you've picked up a bit of form. Obviously, you just beat Newcastle and you beat Chelsea the other week. So you've definitely Arteta seems to have, got some confidence within the squad, and you seem to be playing well. And obviously, Smith Rowe and Saka's been unbelievable for you the past month or so. So obviously, you're a great team now, and I'm slightly weary of that. But yeah, as I said before, I think I'd rather play a strong team in the league on Tuesday night rather than try and win in the cup, because I think we've got more of a chance of getting Europa than actually winning the FA Cup, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean but you'd like the experience of getting to the Europa. Your second team, as you've said, it's full of youngsters because of the injuries and stuff. I think our second team is more experienced. The good thing for you is that you may not see those two boys in the FA Cup game, but in the Premier League, they'll definitely play. So you might see the likes of Pepe and Willian, and when you see those two guys, you might have a chance. Indian could have a chance, and Willian and Pepe is playing for us, unfortunately. So it's going to be an interesting game, but I'm kind of expecting a win. But could you give us your starting lineup for the game, your preferred starting lineup for the game?
For the FA Cup game?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'd start with Fraser Forster in goal. Just purely because he's a good goalkeeper and also he plays in all of our cup matches. Right back, I'd play Kyle Walker-Peters. He's been unbelievable this season. Obviously signed from Spurs in the summer after a loan. And then at the back, I'd go with Jack Stevens and Bednarek. We signed someone called Mohamed Salisu in the summer, but he's been injured this whole time. No one really knows what's going on with him, so it has to be Bednarek and Stevens because Vestergaard's still out. Left back, I will go with Ryan Bertrand. I think Ryan Bertrand will play because he won't play on Tuesday, and obviously Bertrand is our first choice. Left back, and then defensive. So we play the 4-2-2-2 formation. So in defensive mid, I'd go for Ward-Prowse. He plays every single game. He's an engine in the middle, and also our captain. And then I'd play Diallo in defensive midfield. I think Romeu might be back for Tuesday game. I'm not too sure. On the wings, that's going to be interesting because we've got so many injuries. Obviously, Redmond's out, Gineppo's out. I'd go with, I think Stuart Armstrong. He's been good this season. I think Stuart Armstrong will start on the right-hand side. And I reckon Theo Walcott will start on the left. I've obviously scored against you. I think Walcott obviously scored against you in the league just a month or two ago. But he's been good for us. I mean, up front, I'm going to go for Nlundulu and Danny Ings. I don't think Che Adams will start. I think he'll start on Tuesday. So yeah.
So Ings is ready to go completely.
Yep, apparently he's back to full fitness, and I'd love to see him play. I'm not too sure whether it'll be Adams or Ings. It'll be one of them, but I'm not too sure whether. If one starts on Saturday, the other will start on Tuesday. If that makes sense.
Okay, what would be your prediction for the game?
It's a tough one. I'm gonna have to back Southampton. I think we can do it. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Southampton win. I know it's ambitious, and that might come back to haunt me tomorrow, but I think we can win 2-1.
Now I've said that stat about I've pointed out that stat on the FA Cup, but actually in the League Cup, I think in the last 10 years you've beaten us like 3 times at the Emirates Stadium in the League Cup. I remember one very well. I think it was 2015 or something.
Yeah,
so we actually do well.
Yeah, we got to the final when we beat you. I remember it was 2-0. It was Jordi Clasie and Ryan Bertrand scored at the Emirates. I remember that clearly. Yeah, so we got to the final that year.
So if this is like from the last 11 years since 2010, I think this is like the 6th time we're meeting, like in the cup or something like that. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So there's something I wanted us to do. Just take a quick look at the other games in the FA Cup this week and just give you a quick prediction on them. So Cheltenham are playing Manchester City. Score prediction?
Oh, well, I think probably like 3-0 Manchester City, I think.
3-0 Manchester City.
Yeah.
Swansea against Nottingham Forest.
I think, so that's a tight one. I think it'll be 2-1 to Swansea.
2-1 to Swansea. Bournemouth and Crawley.
I think Bournemouth are doing quite well in the Championship so far. I think Solanke's scoring a few goals. And they just signed Jack Wilshere as well, didn't they? I think it'll be 2-0 to Bournemouth.
Yeah, as we're doing this, in case you have any questions for Josh, just drop it in the chat and we'll answer it at the end. The next game, the big one, United against Liverpool, a repeat of last weekend's game.
Yeah, I think this will be a tough one. I think it'll be very tight. I think I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Manchester United. Liverpool have been struggling recently, so I think Man United will win this one.
Okay, another. Okay, so basically, Klopp doesn't really do well in this FA Cup and Carabao Cup games. He literally just lets them go.
Yeah.
So it looks like another season without those trophies. Millwall against Bristol City. This is a championship clash.
I'm going to go for... I think this will go to extra time, and I think Bristol win it in extra time.
Okay. The next one is Chorley against Wolves. They're playing on Friday night, and the winner of that one is going to face the winner of Southampton and Arsenal. Which one do you reckon will win?
Obviously, Chorley have done so well up to now, but I think Wolves will have too much for them on the night. I think it will be 2-0 to Wolves.
2-0 to Wolves. Then Wycombe against Tottenham. By the way, on this channel, any Tottenham loss prediction gets you more points.
I'm gonna... Okay. You know what? Anything can happen. Anything can happen in the cup. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 Wycombe win against Tottenham. I think it could happen.
I would absolutely love that. Just imagine if Tottenham went out to Wycombe. I'd love that. The next one is Sheffield United against Plymouth.
I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Sheffield United.
Yeah, another boring Sheffield United game. I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's Doncaster against West Ham. Yeah.
Moyes is doing well for West Ham. They're playing well. I think it will be 2-0 to West Ham.
2-0 to West Ham. Fulham against Burnley, a Premier League clash. In the Premier League, they're fighting for their lives, both of them.
Honestly, I can see it finishing 0-0, and then in extra time, I think Fulham will get the late goal. I think it'll be 1-0 to Fulham after extra time.
Okay, Barnsley against Norwich, another championship clash. Norwich doing very well in the championship.
Yeah, I think it will be 2-1 to Norwich.
Chelsea against Luton.
I'm going to say 3-1 to Chelsea.
3-1 to Chelsea. Everton against Sheffield Wednesday.
2-1 to Everton.
Brentford against Leicester. Brentford, I think the last 3 years they've been trying to come up, but they've dropped off in the final stages.
And Leicester doing well, obviously. Just beat Chelsea and Southampton. I think it'll be a close one, though. I think it'll be 2-1 to Leicester.
Okay, Brighton against Blackpool.
I'm going to say 2-0 to Brighton.
2-0 to Brighton. Thank you for that. So let me take a couple of questions from the chat and from Twitter. The first question is, how have you been happy with Raf? That's your manager, Raf Hasenhuttl. How happy have you been with him?
Oh, Hasenhuttl has been, I can't even put it into words. He's been unbelievable since he's come in. During his tenure, what he's done at the club is honestly incredible. Obviously, when he came in, we were actually in relegation zone. We had just lost to Cardiff, and we looked like we were going down. But what he's done here, he's just turned us around. Obviously, we lost the 9-0 to Leicester, but since then, we have been incredible. And obviously, since then, we've actually, I think in 2020 we were, 5th in the form table. So that says how much we've turned the corner with him, and he's got the best out of everyone. Like I said, under under Ralph Hasenhüttl, Ward-Prowse has been sensational. So, honestly, there were rumours that if Chelsea sack Frank Lampard, they might go in for Ralph Hasenhüttl. Hopefully, that's not the case. But yeah, we'll just have to see. I'm praying that doesn't happen though, because he's building something special here at St. Mary's.
Yeah, someone asks me, do you think we'll finally get a victory at St. Mary's? To be fair, we did win there last season after lockdown 2-0, and we did win that FA Cup in 2017. But the rest of the games at St. Mary's, we have really struggled. I remember 4-0 where Mane and Long absolutely dominated us. I remember a day Austin scored in the last minute or something. So many terrible results there. But this season, we've managed to end our poor run against United at Old Trafford, our poor run against Brighton at the Amex. So I'm hoping you can also, if you beat you guys twice in 3 days, then we can definitely say we've started winning at St. Mary's Stadium. Someone else asked 2 final questions. Did you want Ralph to be sacked after the 9-0 loss?
I personally didn't. I know a lot of fans, not many people did, but a minority of the fan base obviously were quite reactionary and said, yeah, Ralph needs to go. But honestly, a lot of the fan base has, backed Ralph from the start, and what he did at Leipzig was unbelievable as well. So I think we've always had a trust in Ralph, and it's paying off right now because he's doing unbelievable here.
And then 3 players that you'd take from Arsenal if you're Southampton manager.
Well, that's an interesting question. I'd say, well, right now we need a striker, because obviously Ings and Che is the only strikers we have, and then the rest is either young, or Shane Long's obviously so old now, he's kind of past his prime. So I definitely wouldn't mind Aubameyang. Obviously, he's not been on form this season, but what he's done in the previous seasons, he's a world-class striker. You know what you're getting out of him. I think also Saka, I think we need the winger, and Saka's been incredible, and I think he will become such a great player in the future, in the next 3 years or so. And also, I'm going to go for Partey. I think Partey's a brilliant player too.
Nice. You can always have Saka, because you cannot have Saka. You can have Saka as a left back as well, in case Bertrand is suspended. Saka can also cover for you. You can never have Saka. I'm sorry. Never. You'd have to pay 300 million, 10 times the money you asked for Ward-Prowse. So my prediction, I'm sorry, Josh, I'm going to go for 3-1 Arsenal. It's going to be a bit easier than the Premier League game. I think the Premier League game could easily be a win for you guys, or a draw. It could go either way, but in the FA Cup, I'm very confident, especially if you rest players. I think our second team is kind of better than yours, but thank you very much for coming on. I'll leave Josh's handle in the description, and I'll try to get him back for the Premier League preview. Make sure you check them out on the Saints View. Thank you everyone for watching. Let's hope we win this game. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later.